Right, Tom. So we're talking about all the different types of seventh chords there. So I'm just going to run through them really quick, and then obviously you can pause and rewind, etc. So here we go. So major sevenths first. So what it is first, the formula, let's say, is a major chord, which is first, major third, high third, and fifth, plus a high seventh or a major seventh. So another way of saying it would be a major chord that includes a note that's one semitone below the eighth, or one semitone below the name note of the chord, not including the bass note. So if we're talking A major, we want to leave that where it is. So there's the A note, there's A major 7, C. So there's C note in the C chord, so bring that down by 1, C major 7. D, there we go. There's D, there's the 8th, move it back down, and there it is. So there's D major 7. E major 7, not really ideal either way, so you could take this to be your E note in the E chord, take that down by 1, and reform the rest of the chord. Bit muddy sounding, but now the other option is not so good either, so you've got, there's an E note, you can put it up here, bring that down by 1, get those in there. Now personally, what I would do in that situation is just get my middle finger to hit both of those strings, and then I can easily enough reach that. That one sounds quite nice, but it's not practical. You're up here on the 4th fret. So what you would do then, in that case, is I'll just do the G one first. There's G, G note, bring that down by 1. There's G major 7. So if you wanted something like E major 7, you'll want a shape that you can move around the fretboard. So for me, those two would be the D major 7 one. You hold it down with your 3rd finger. D sharp major 7, D major 7. Now you can, just to thicken it out a little bit, you can include this as well. So you're just including the lower 5th of the chord as well, just to thicken it out. And because this is E, we can also include the open E strings, so that's a nice big solid E major 7 chord. The other one I would bring up the fretboard is the A major 7 shape. Let's say you wanted something like B major 7 or something like that. You would take your A major 7 shape, switch it around so the index finger is free, A sharp major 7, B major 7, and so on. So one more shape that we did as well was this kind of staircase shape, where it's just, there's your major 7th note there. So in other words, the bass string is going to be here, 1 fret up from that on the 6th string. So there's the chord. You can leave it at that if you want. Just leave these two out of it, or get the thumb around, and there's your bass note. So there's 3 shapes that you can move around. Okay, moving on then to 7th chords. Now again, these are major chords that include a minor 7th. So now they're just called 7th, so you wouldn't know that from the name necessarily, but it's a major chord with a lower 7th. In other words, a note that's 2 below the 8th, 2 semitones below the 8th. So for A major, there it is, down 2 frets, there's A7. Or there's an A note, take that down by 2, that's A7 as well. And you can tell as well, because we know G major 7 is this, so you can see it there. But if you just take, there's A flat, there's G7. So you can see the relationship between the chords. B7, you know that one. Now, if you were to just turn this into a B, this is why there's no B shape. There it is. So that's the 7th there. So you would need to you can't just let it go like that. So you need to bring that up to 2 frets, and that's a B chord there. So it's totally not practical. You would just do this or that. So anyway, but you know yourself, that's B7. C7, there's the 8th. You can only take that down by 1 because it's on the 1st fret. So bring it up to another string, take that down by 2, and there's C7. D major, there's the 8th, take that down by 2, D7. E major, there's the 8th, it's on the 2nd fret, so take it down 1, and there's E7. Or you could take that one, bring that down by 2, there's E7, and then G. You can take that down. So we know that shape already. Another way you can do it is saying there's a G note there. That's the 7th. Sorry, that's the 8th. So you bring that up here, bring that down by 2, and just add that to the chord. And that'll be G7 as well. Okay, so then the minors. So minor 7 first. So this is just a minor chord with a minor 7th in it again. So again, we're just taking a minor chord, finding the 8th, and bringing it down by 2 semitones. So A minor, there's the 8th, bring it down by 2 by leaving it on the open, A minor 7, or like it's done in Stairway to Heaven, 3rd fret, because that's an A note there. Well, that is. And then bring that down by 2. D minor 7, there's D minor, there's the 8th in it, bring that down by 2, rest of the chord stays the same. There it is. E minor 7, you could leave it like that if you wanted, or like with the E7, there it is. So that'll be a better one, that's a lot more colourful. So then ways you can take it up the fretboard, this one, that one as well. So the E minor 7 shape, that's very movable. And then let's say you want a G minor 7. So you wouldn't want to, so you could, let's say you want a D minor 7, right? You'd have to bring it all the way up here with this shape. Or you could just take your A minor 7, bring it up there. So again, having 2 movable shapes. Minor major 7. So these are minor chords with a major 7th in it, okay? So not the most useful, but we were talking about how as a transitional chord, it can be. So let's just, for argument's sakes, there's A minor, there's the 8th, take it down by only 1, and you're left with very nasty sounding chord. So D minor, there it is, take that down by 1, D minor major 7. And then E minor, there's the 8th, take that down by 1. Heavy chords. So what I was saying was, if you go from a minor to a minor major 7 to a minor 7, that sounds pretty good. So you just so all you're doing is just taking the 8th down by 1, then another 1, and then maybe back up, or doing whatever you want after that. So that'll be something like this. A minor major 7, A minor 7, then maybe D or something, whatever you wanted to follow it up with. And you can do that with the same as well with the major chords as well. So C major 7, C7, and then maybe off to the 4th, in this case an F. Okay, so this video is already long enough now, but it's fairly dense, so take your time in going through it, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.